Good morning. This is Baker Academy, Module 1, Why Some Students Almost Always Get Good Grades. You see them in every class, the students who seem to keep up with little effort, always knowing what's going on, coolly walking out with another A. So how do they do it? Is it something anyone can learn? Yes, it is. Rather than relying on natural intellect, people who consistently get good grades have learned to do a few basic things. It really doesn't need to be so hard. And it doesn't mean you have to spend all of your waking hours studying. In this course, you'll learn the best ways to study, techniques that are scientifically proven to be effective, so you can soak up more of the material, shine on tests, and get the grades you really want. Ready?
One of the main reasons many students want to learn study skills is to help them get better grades in school. There are lots of benefits to good grades, of course. An important immediate benefit is that students who get better grades are generally happier. But can you really improve your grades? An all too common myth is that kids who get good grades are just smart. They happen to be intelligent, which is why they do well in school. The subtle message is that we each have a fixed amount of intelligence. You have what you were born with, and there's not much that can be done about it. The problem with this way of thinking is that if you believe you can't change how smart you are, then you won't even try. And if you don't try, then you can be certain it won't change. Cognitive science is the modern science that deals with how we learn, remember, and think. Cognitive scientists are finding that intelligence is something that can change and improve over the course of a person's life. This means you can get smarter, such as by becoming a better learner. In this course, you will learn to be a better learner. Tests and grades measure learning. By focusing on becoming better at learning, the grades will follow. This will make being a student more fun and rewarding. How can you become a better learner? The key idea in this course is that people use different strategies to learn. Some of these ways of tackling learning challenges are more effective than others. You can learn more by changing up your learning strategies. Some students may stumble onto good learning strategies on their own, one way or another, and do pretty well, without really knowing why. Here we take a more scientific approach to eliminate the guesswork. From this standpoint, being a good learner means that you know how your mind works with information, have a toolkit of strategies for learning, understand how a good learning strategy helps your mind work with information. It means that you're able to skillfully use these strategies to overcome challenges, that you keep tabs on how well your strategies are working, and finally that you adapt and improve your strategies as needed. You will learn these elements of good learning in this course. They will be covered in the context of 5 main topics: information processing theory, the ARIES textbook reading strategy, the PANES strategy for lectures, time management techniques, and testing strategies.
Read the article below, then complete the summary exercise. Choose the correct statement. So we're going to read an article, and what you're listening for is to decide which one of these statements is true. 2 of them are not. The statements say, current science suggests that intelligence is not a fixed quality. It is possible to become smarter if you work hard enough, and thinking that it is fixed makes it harder to succeed and almost impossible to change your intelligence. Or, current science suggests that intelligence is not a fixed quality. You can become smarter throughout your life, but you cannot do anything to change this yourself. Or, current science confirms that intelligence is a fixed quality. It is something you're born with, and you can't change it no matter what you do, so it's not worth to try. Here's the article so you can make your own decision. What intelligence means to you? What does intelligence mean to you? Do you believe you were born with a smartness score that's set for life? Or intelligence is something you can build and grow, say by improving your study skills? Now, ask yourself another question. Why do you believe that? Where did your ideas about the nature of intelligence come from? There are two main ways that people think about intelligence. One common view is that intelligence is fixed for each person. You get what you were born with. It does not change, at least not by normal means. The second way to think about intelligence is that it can change and grow. The idea is that you can build up your intelligence just as you build up your strength or endurance. Doing so will take some effort. It is very possible to become smarter. So, which is right? A better way to think about intelligence. Psychologists and cognitive scientists have studied these different ideas for a long time. Early on, they mostly thought about intelligence as a fixed quality of a person, kind of like gravity for a planet. Why? It may become partly what the early researchers wanted for psychology as a science. If they could measure people and assign them a single hard number that doesn't change, other scientists might take psychology more seriously. In any case, over time, psychologist theories have shifted towards the growth view. Current science suggests that intelligence is something that can improve. It does take hard work, but not brain surgery. Yet, many people still hold on to the idea that intelligence is fixed. They think they're either smart or not smart, and there's not much they can do about it. Hanging on to that fixed mindset is a problem. It hurts you. Folks who think intelligence is fixed tend to give up on tough thinking tasks too soon. Why bother to try if you believe you're either going to get things or you don't? If you don't realize that you can change your intelligence, then you won't even try. And if you don't try, your intelligence won't change. On the other hand, you are more likely to hang tough on challenging problems if you keep in mind that your intelligence can grow, that you get smarter by making your mind work, just as you get stronger by making your body work. Adopting this growth mindset helps you find your motivation to study. If a fixed mindset is such a problem, why do people believe it? Lindsay Burke of the University of Stirling and Joanne Williams of the University of Edinburgh asked this question. They studied middle school students' beliefs about intelligence. They published their paper, The Impact of a Thinking Skills Intervention on Children's Concepts of Intelligence, in the journal Thinking, Skills, and Creativity. Researchers asked students how much they agreed with statements like, you have a certain amount of intelligence and you really can't do much to change it. Or, you can learn new things, but you can't really change your basic intelligence. You disagree with both of those statements. Right? Burke and Williams found that most of the students came into their study believing that intelligence was fixed and inflexible, and it appeared that students' beliefs about intelligence were shaped in no small part by the educational system. For many of us, the notion that our intelligence is fixed has been deeply ingrained into our thinking. We were brought up with the idea that we can learn some things, but we can't really get any smarter, and that puts us in a mental rut. Habit of the mind can be tough to change. How to change your thinking about intelligence? Looking for a bright side, Burke and Williams asked whether thinking skills training would help students adopt smarter views of intelligence. Why should that work? The idea is that you learn about different strategies you can use to think and learn. You begin to see how some ways of thinking through problems work better than others. You can see how you can become more intelligent by changing up your thinking and learning strategies. These researchers tested these ideas in some school classrooms. Some students took 6 weeks of thinking skills training. Other students were in a control group and did not get the training. By the end of the experiment, the students who received the thinking skills training shifted towards the view that their intelligence can improve. They adopted a growth mindset. They also gained some new ideas about intelligence. When they wrote about what intelligence meant to them, students showed they had made the link between the nature of intelligence and the use of thinking strategies. They now started to regard effective thinking as being central to intelligence. We use a similar approach in our study skills course to foster this idea. It's like a 2-for-1 deal, an upward spiral, a way to pull yourself up by your bootstraps. If you feel that, maybe, just maybe, you can really get smarter. You pick up some new skills to learn and think better. These help you see that you really can do it. There, you find more ways to further build your intelligence. So, identify and challenge that old fixed mindset within yourself. It's holding you back. Root it out and replace it with the idea that you can improve your intelligence. You can build up your learning and thinking skills. You can stick with tough mental challenges, and you can enjoy learning new things. So now go back and look at these 3 statements again and select the correct one. This is the final page. This is a practical exercise. The IQ myth. A friend confides with you about his struggles with class. That means he's telling you and he doesn't want you to tell anybody else that he's struggling in class. You've heard him joking with other friends about how he was trying to get the low grade, but now he seems serious. I'm just not good with this school stuff. Maybe I'm not that smart. Use what you've just learned about intelligence to come up with an encouraging response for your friend. Write your answer below in your own words. I want you to think back to that article. What can you tell him that is scientifically based? Once you finish typing your answer, check for capitals and punctuation, and then click Submit.